Hi, welcome to our video. Today I'm very excited to show this rugged phone from Ruggex. Now this is their latest model. It's called the Ruggex Blade and it's their latest 4G rugged phone. Now this is designed to be more thinner and lighter than your average rugged phone. Thanks to its metal sides and back, it can be thinner and it can be smaller and lighter. As you can see, it's fully encased in metal. You've got the metal sides, you've got the metal back. It really is a lovely looking device, and of course it's got the rubber bumpers on each corner as well to help it with drops and things like that. So we've got a lovely 5-inch screen on this model. We've got a front facing camera, we've got the touch buttons on the bottom there. On the top here we've got our headphone jack. It's a standard headphone jack. Now you'll notice this hasn't got a rubber port covering it, and that's because it's fully waterproof. Now it is waterproof, but if you do get water in it you'll have to wait for it to dry out. On the bottom we've got the charging port. Now this is a magnetic charging port, so you need the special magnetic charger that we provide, and again it's waterproof. On the side we've got the volume rocker power button. On the other side we've got the SOS and PTT button. We'll talk about those later on, so I can show you what they do. They are fully programmable. On the back we've got that back camera, and we've got a flash, we've got the fingerprint reader, and we've got the plate which has underneath the SIM cards, and we've got the speaker on the back here, and of course around the corners we've got the rubber bits to give it that extra strength during a drop and things like that. Now let me show you how you put the SIM cards in. You need to take these 4 screws off, remove the plate, and this phone can take up to 2 SIMs. One of the SIMs is a micro SIM on the right there, and on the left that's a nano SIM, so it can take 2 SIMs at the same time, which means you have 2 numbers. You can have a work number and a personal number. It's totally up to you, but again you don't need to have 2 SIMs, you can just have one, and because they're different sizes it gives you different flexibility on the sizes you can have as well. So once you've got the SIMs in there, you need to get your plate back. Make sure the rubber seal is nice and clean, put it on and evenly screw the screws back on. Right, I want to show you the waterproof test. Now if you are going to do this, do make sure the back plate is firmly shut. The ports are waterproof, so you should be okay. However, the top headphone port, it is waterproof, but if you do get water in there, there will be some issues. You'll have to wait for the headphone socket to dry. The reason being, the headphone will think there's water in there and you've got something plugged into it, so you can only use the phone in hands-free mode. So if you are going to do this, it might be best to cover that headphone port. Although it's waterproof, it may be best to cover it. So you can see it's fully waterproof. I've dipped it in the water, I've taken it out. Give the screen a bit of a wipe, it'll be fully responsive and you can use it like normal. So you can see the phone is fully waterproof. Right, let me show you what it comes with. It comes with that magnetic USB charger. It comes with a OTG cable, that's for connecting external devices and for charging other devices. It comes with a screwdriver and some extra screws, and it comes with a UK mains charger, and of course it comes with a quick start manual. Let me show you how this magnetic charger works. It's magnetic, so it can, you just need to line it up and it goes on, and it's nice. There's no ports at the bottom to faff around with. It's really nice. Now the OTG cable, it can be used to charge other phones, so there you go, and you can obviously attach USB drives to it and read the contents of the USB drive to the phone. Very handy for work. So let me show you the phone itself. Let's unlock it, and if you're familiar with Android, that's our desktop and all our apps and links are on there. At the bottom we've got our call, contacts, app tray, messages and our internet. We've got a menu button, home button and a back button on the bottom. If we press the app tray, that's where all our apps live. And at the top is our quick settings, so from here I can turn on and off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and things like that. Very handy, that menu at the top. So to make out a call, I can just dial the number. If I've got 2 SIMs on there, it will ask me which SIM I want to call out from. I can set it. If I have a default SIM I call out from, I can set that and it won't ask me. Similar with text messaging, if I write out a text message, let's do the portrait here, you can see the keyboard's bigger and more comfortable to use. I can write out a text message, send it to the person I want, or put the number in it and it will ask me again which number or SIM card I want to send it out from. Okay, let me show you this lovely screen. It's a beautiful 5-inch screen. It's got really good colors and pixel density. Let's show you a few pictures on here. You can see the colors really pop out. It's a really lovely screen to work with. The detail is there as well. It's got, again, really good pixel density. Pictures are sharp, they're colorful, they look very nice. There we are, you can see it's a beautiful screen and it can be viewed from most angles there. If I just angle the phone here, you can see it. The picture is not faded away. You can see it from multiple angles. Again, this screen would be lovely to watch videos on too. So let me put a video on and you can see how well it looks.
Guys. Where's the rest of me? Oh my God, Fridge? Yeah, I'm Fridge. Who are you? It's me, Spencer. Who is she? Martha?
Why am I wearing half a shirt and short shorts in the jungle?
I think we got sucked into Jumanji and we become the avatars.
And you can also see the speakers relatively quite good for such a thin phone as well. Now the screen also has 5-point touch. Other phones have 2, maybe 3 touches. This has 5-point touch. Overall it's a nicer screen to work with. It's much more sensitive. It will recognize your touch much better than a 2 or 3 touch phone. The screen is perfectly usable in sunlight as well. So here I'm outside and you can see I can still operate the screen and I can still see it. Perfectly usable outside, which is important for a work phone. Okay, let's go back to this PTT button and SOS button. At the moment they're not programmed, so we'll have to program them. At the moment they do nothing, so we'll have to go into settings and tell the phone what we want to do with them. So to do that, we go down in the settings and here we can set up the SOS button. So we set up first of all when we press the SOS button, which contact it's going to contact, and when it contacts that person, it's going to give them a standard message and it's going to give them your GPS coordinates. So here you can write the message you want and it will send that along with the GPS coordinates via text. So to set up the buttons, we set up the shortcut here, and first of all we need to turn that on, and then we can decide what the SOS button does, whether or not it actually does the SOS function, or we can get it to do something else like open up an app or open up settings or something like that. But the one key SOS is right at the bottom there, so we can use that as a functional SOS button, or the flexibility is you can use it to do other things. Now the push to talk, same again, we can get it to do other stuff, so we can get it to open up an app. Now if you wanted to use it as a push to talk, the app that I'd recommend is Zello, so I'm going to set the push to talk as the Zello app. Now download and install the Zello app and open an account, and it's straightforward. It's very useful. So as you can see, I just pressed the SOS button because I've got it set up as opening contacts, so it opened contacts, and the PTT I've got it set up to open Zello. And first of all, in Zello you'll need to map the buttons, so we go here, push to talk buttons, and we add that button. We just let it have the permissions, press that button, and that's that button configured within Zello. Because at the moment we can push the screen to do a test or talk to our contacts. So I'll show you how you do that. Hello, testing 1 2 3.
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 Naturally, this phone has got the Play Store, so the Play Store's fantastic because from the Play Store you can download new apps, games, movies, newspapers, pretty much everything you can think of. So it's very important to have the Play Store on your phone, and it's installed by default, and you can download to your heart's desire whatever you want. Click on what you want, press the install, and away you go, and it will install on your phone. And then once it's installed you can use it like normal. Let's have a look at the browser. So I've got the Chrome browser installed. Let's go to the internet, let's type in BBC. You can see the phone is pretty fast. It is working on Wi-Fi at the moment, but you can see the phone is pretty fast. The internet works really nicely on it. Of course I can scroll, I can pinch to zoom and things like that to make it bigger. And yeah, perfectly usable. Nice screen to see all that text and images on. It's very snappy, as you can see. Okay, let's have a look at the camera now. So let's open the camera app. As you would expect from a smartphone camera, there's lots of options. So if we go to the settings here, there's plenty of options on here. And the back camera is a fairly decent camera. It's a 13 megapixel camera. It takes some nice pictures, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So let's go through the settings. There's plenty of settings on there at the top and things. Let's take a picture of my Smurf man. So focus it, press the button, take the picture. And of course we can zoom in and out. Let's take another one. Why not another one? Okay, let's have a look at those pictures. If I zoom into the pictures, you can see it's captured that Smurf man very well. It's got good detail, it's captured the colours really nicely. It's a really decent camera. Again, I think that's important on smartphones, having a decent camera too. Now, of course, being a waterproof phone, you can take underwater videos up to 1 meter, mind you, but it is nice to do some videos as well. Okay, let me show you how this fingerprint reader works at the back here. It's really good for security. You can unlock your phone straight away. So first of all, you need to go to settings and set it up. Go to security fingerprint, and then you have to enroll your finger if you like. I think you can enroll up to 5 or 6 fingers, maybe more than that. But first of all, you need to do a backup PIN or password. So that's what we'll do. And then after you've done that, you can enroll your finger. So, which basically means touching the sensor loads of times so the phone can recognize your finger. Now, I would recommend slightly rolling your finger so it catches every bit of your finger. Okay, so slightly angle your finger each time. I find that the best for this process. So you can see on the front it just takes a little while. It wants to gather as much data about your fingerprint as it can. Now you can add another finger, but we'll just say done for now, and I'll show you how quick it is to unlock with the fingerprint reader. There you go. Now first of all, the first time round it will ask for your PIN or password, so we'll just do that, and let me show you how quick it is. There you go. It was literally a millisecond. It was so fast. So literally I touch it and it unlocks. It is extremely fast. It's a really good fingerprint reader. Let me show you again. Every time it unlocks straight away. There's no issues there. Okay, let me show you some light gaming. You may want to do some gaming on this. It is an extremely powerful phone. You may not be a gamer, but it's nice to know the power's there should you want to. This is a very competent phone, so enjoy the videos of the games. Okay, let's wrap this up. Now this phone, the Ruggex Blade, is a fantastic phone. Not only has it got some superb specs, it has got a octa-core processor, 2 GHz. It's got 64 gigs of internal memory. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, which is massive. These specs are fantastic. It's got a superb 30 megapixel back camera. It's got a 5 megapixel front camera as well. It's got that really super fast fingerprint reader. It's got that programmable buttons on either side as well, so you can choose 2 buttons to do 2 different things, or you can use them as an SOS or PTT button. Not only is this phone got superb specs, but of course it's a Ruggex, so it's rugged and tough to a certain degree. Now this may not be as tough as the other Ruggex rugged phones in the range, but it's certainly tough enough for most people. The main thing with these type of phones is the screen. You have to be careful with the screen, so as long as you're not making an impact on the screen, I think this phone will be tough for most people, because the back and the sides are metal, so they're very tough, and of course you've got that extra bumpers on the corner, so they've got rubber bumper corners, so they should absorb an impact should it fall in the corner. Most of the time when phones break, it's because of the vibration from the fall and then the screen cracks. On this you shouldn't get that, because you've got that extra tough shell, metal shell covering the phone, and then you've got that extra rubber sides, rubber corners protecting the phone as well. This phone is fully unlocked. It's got a beautiful 5-inch screen as well. It is a fantastic phone, so if you need a reasonably tough phone, you want it to look fantastic, which this phone does. It looks fantastic, and you want some really decent specs, this is the phone to go for. I can't recommend it enough. Thanks very much for watching our video, and I hope you choose to buy this phone soon.